consider myself very Iranian. My parents raised us speaking Farsi. We went to Sunday Farsi school until the age of 10. When we moved to the United States, we always moved with cousins that we were close to and aunts and uncles. So my social life was very Iranian. I didn't have American, or Canadian or French, whatever, Western friends, really. I was always socializing with other Iranian families and kids. So I definitely identify very strongly with the culture. I love the language, I love the food, I love the humor. At the same time, I definitely, toward my teen years, started to understand that I didn't fit into the version of Iranian culture that was dominant around me at that time. And at that time, I was starting to realize that I was gay. I was also starting to realize that I wanted to be an artist, and both of those things were not really present, at least in my community. I know there, of course, is a long history of Iranian artists, and probably a long history of Iranian gays. But yeah, I think in the community I was being raised in, that wasn't present. We didn't have a lot of examples of that. But I think, ironically, things started to change as I was starting to change in the community. I started to realize that not only could I be accepted, but also that expressing things about Iranian life was very important to me. So kind of after a few years of writing, where I was only writing about Americans and white people, I started to piece together that the thing that was most important to me in terms of my work was telling Iranian stories, particularly the kinds of Iranian stories I didn't have growing up, that would show people that there are diverse Iranians. I mean, certainly with my books, which are my most personal work, all three of them are about Iranian characters, Iranian families. Every single one of them has a queer Iranian at its center. So I started to feel like it's such a huge part of my identity that I not only have to be a part of the community, but I have to help be a part of the change of the community. And it's amazing because now I'll have like Iranian dinner parties or Nowruz. I always do Nowruz with a group of friends, and it kind of smells and sounds like my parents' Nowruz parties, but all the people who attend are artists and queer, and it's just amazing because it's like we're taking the traditions that we love, that our parents gave us, and we're making them our own, as opposed to feeling like, oh, we're not invited to the party, so we're just going to abandon the culture. We're keeping the culture, but kind of reclaiming it and inviting everybody into it. So it's great. It's really like, Nowruz is an amazing holiday, and it creates such a sense of community.